And good afternoon. Welcome to Today at the Races, presented by Fidelity First. I'm Stanton Salter, along with our odds maker, Keith Fustel. Big weekend of racing here at Laurel Park. Hopefully we're going to have nice weather. It's nice right now. A bunch of big fields on our world-class turf course. How are you? Nice card today to start off the three-day race weekend. Then we have those two nice stake races tomorrow.
Yeah, the Concern Stakes and the Stormy Blue Stakes. Looking forward to those tomorrow. And boy, last weekend, just kind of looking back real quick, what a string of bombs we had. You know, we had some really good prices. Over 50% of the winners were double-digit payouts. What do we have, like, I think maybe 280 to one shot? So prices abound here at Laurel Park.
All right, so maybe catch some big prices and some big fields this weekend. Let's talk about those two stake races we have tomorrow here at Laurel Park. We have the $100,000 Stormy Blue Stakes for 3-year-old fillies, going 5.5 on the turf. We also have the $75,000 Concern Stakes for straight 3-year-olds, going 7 furlongs on the main track. We caught up with trainer Phil Schoenthal this morning. He has a filly by the Factor named Factor of One coming from Santa Anita. She's going to go in the Stormy Blues, going against the favorite Miss Mayhem, who's looking for her 5th win in a row, 3 stake races in a row maybe, if Miss Mayhem can win the Stormy Blues. But Factor of One is going to be tough in there for Schoenthal. She won a stake race last out at Santa Anita. Then she came here to the Schoenthal barn. Here's what Phil had to say about his 3-year-old filly, Factor of One, for the Stormy Blues tomorrow.
So she's been doing great. You got to give all the credit to Mark Glatt, the team out in California that I guess bought this filly as a 2-year-old and brought her along. I guess the opportunities for straight 3-year-old fillies on the turf sprinting are slim and none out there right now, and so they wanted to send her east and maybe take some shots here in Monmouth and Saratoga. So they called me and asked me if I would help them out and take this filly on, and of course it's a no-brainer of the world, you know, take a stake filly and have a little bit of fun. So, you know, we got her in here 3 or 4 weeks ago, just been keeping her happy, had a nice breeze in the grass the other day, and we're looking forward to running her. Well, we hope so. They had done a lot of work in California, teaching her how to relax, getting her to relax. Her early races, she had, on the engine going to the front and not lasting. So they worked really hard to get her to rate and relax, and she responded and rewarded them with a stakes win out there. And so that's going to be her running style. There's enough speed in the race, we think, that she's not going to have to rate too much. I think they'll just kind of run away from her, and hopefully we're sitting in the catbird seat 3 or 4 off of them, saving some ground and have some run.
All right, so there's Schoenthal talking about Factor of One. Sheldon Russell will ride this filly going against Miss Mayhem, a big 12-horse field in the Stormy Blues tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, Miss Mayhem. I mean, you said she's going for 5 in a row, right? Factor of One, a deeper closer now, it looks like, of late. The biggest concern for me is the distance. Is it a little too short coming off of that 6.5 furlongs? It looks like there's plenty of speed. If the favorite gets pressed, things could set up beautifully for Schoenthal's runner. I think she's going to escape at an okay price.
All right, so 2 stake races for you tomorrow here at Laurel Park. We're just a few weeks away from the biggest crab feast of the summertime. Happy 4th of July week, by the way. I had steamed crabs the other night on 4th of July, first steamed crabs of the season. We got 2 dozen large, extra large. We spent about $200.
I was going to say.
They were some nice crabs, but this is the best value crab feast of the summertime. $66, all you can eat steamed crabs, some other food, soda, and beer included. Jailbreak Brewing Company will be here. We'll have a DJ and live racing. Get your tickets now, $66 a person for the best crab feast of the summertime.
Yeah, Maryland Jockey Club taking a little bit of hit to help the public here, help the fans out. What a phenomenal deal. Be sure to take advantage of that value. $66 as Stan said before the 21st of July.
All right, so that's coming up Saturday, July 28th. Let's show you the track conditions here this afternoon. We're fast and firm. 10 races scheduled today. The main track is fast and the turf is firm. We're on the Fort Marcy and the Fort Marcy and Kelso turf courses today, fast and firm. First race post time going to start at 1:10. 81, mostly cloudy. Rain, hopefully not likely.
Right, yeah, we don't want it.
No rain. We don't want any rain.
Rain possible.
No rain. Nice little carryover in the 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6. That's over 3,100 in that Pick 6 carryover. That's going to start race 5 today for our 10-race program. Pick 6 carryover over 3,100. Okay, let's get right to it here in race 1. Race 1, we're going to kick off the Super High 5. That has a little carryover over 1,400 in the Super High 5 here in Race 1. We also kick off the early pick 5 here in the opener with that industry low 12% takeout. Both your pick 5s here at Laurel Park, your best bet with an industry low 12% takeout. Mandatory payout here on the early pick 5. I like the early pick 5 today. Here's my ticket. Let's take a look here. I have a $32 play for my early pick 5. My best bet of the day in race 1, number 2, the Catman Can. I think trainer Jamie Ness has his 6-year-old in good form right now. Daniel Centeno will give him a good ground-saving trip from the inside. So I'm going to key on number 2, the Catman Can, on my pick 5 ticket, going 4 deep in race 2. That's a maiden 40, 3/4 on the main track. I like the 1-4-7-8. Race 3 is a maiden 16, 5.5 on the Kelso. I use 2 deep there, the 7 High Sierra and the 8 Day of Reckoning. Race 4, let's go with the 1-2-3-7, and then race 9, I use the 1-9. A $32 play for my early pick 5. Let's take a look at race 1. Claiming 7,500, 3 and up, going a mile and a 16th on the Fort Marcy turf course rail at 87 feet. We have a video spotlight to show you here of the 10 Frizzero. And trainer Wayne Cole and J.D. Acosta, they've blown up the tote board before. Earlier this spring, they had a big 50-1 long shot winner, and they're going to be a decent price here today with the 10 Frizzero in race 1.
Yeah, highlighted there down towards the inside, a little bit of the black silks and saving ground, just kind of bottled up with a black shadow roll, needing some room at the quarter pole. You see that had to wait, angles out, the horses kind of go by, but I like the willingness. This horse continues, only beaten about 4 1/4 lengths when it's all said and done against a field that's, you know, just as good or maybe even a little bit better. Look at this, altering back in with good energy late. Frizzero hasn't been seen since December. They protect this horse. They're going to take advantage of the waiver. I like seeing that. There's not a lot of speed. This horse just draw to the outside, but this horse will get position with Acosta. Certainly capable. The last time at 7,500, I know we got to go way back, but gutted out a win by a neck at 11-1. Let's hope we can get 6, 8, 10-1 on Frizzero this afternoon.
All right, I didn't use the horse, but these connections have shown they can win at a big price before. So the 10 Frizzero might be a live long shot here in the opener. My best bet, the 2, the Catman Can, a 6-year-old son of Bluegrass Cat for trainer Jamie Ness. Last time we saw this horse for 7,500 here in Maryland was at Pimlico. A nice win that day with Daniel Centeno aboard. A couple good seconds recently up there at Delaware. He's been holding form. Centeno gets back aboard for Ness. They're very solid together, 18% together. I like the 2, the Catman Can here in race 1.
Yeah, I mean, and you said the key word. He's holding form. A lot of these horses, real sketchy form of late, and some have no form because they haven't been out. This horse is tactical. Had a little bit of a hiccup in its turf return this year. Has followed it up with 3 or 4 good races in a row. Yeah, he's going to be stalking the pace. Cruise Moore, I think, wants to lay a little bit further back off the pace, maybe a little too close to that slower pace last time. It fizzled it out. I think Cruise Moore is in store for a little better run this afternoon.
And the 5, Sean D. and Kia for Ferris Allen to get Mario Pino on this 5-year-old. 3rd last time here in Maryland at Pimlico, 8th here at Laurel back in April, coming off a layoff. It looks like he's rounding into good form. His last couple races have been pretty consistent, and you get Pino aboard today on the 5, Shandy and Kia.
Yeah, he looks like he's lost a step a little bit early as of late, but yeah, his setup now, 4th race back after a layoff. If he's going to fire his best shot, today looks like today.
All right, so
it's not a super strong field. He can make an impact.
Having a hard time hearing you. No IFB for me today, guys, but that's okay. We're going to go without it. Let's take a look here at race 2 to kick off the early pick 4, going 6 furlongs on the main track here in race 2. Maiden claiming 40,000, 3 and up. You like the early pick 4. Let's take a look at your ticket.
Yeah, I like a little bit of a flyer to price in here. The 5, got to love the name, Sir Paulie Walnuts. Probably got this horse line a little too high. I broke it back down a little bit later this morning. I said, this horse looks like he could be the speed of the speed, so he could certainly drop maybe in half, I would think, off of that line. So take a good note of that in race number 2. I like the 1, 5, and 8 to get you started. 3rd race, 2 deep with the 1 and 8, another little price shot with Joe Show. I think this horse is better than its debut. 4th race, we spread a little bit deeper with the 1, 2, 3, and 7. Double whammy, going to be the favorite. Pretty sure he's going to be the favorite. Going to line at 9-5. I do think he's vulnerable off a little bit of a break. Hasn't been seen since February down at Gulfstream. 5th race, we're going to round it out with the 2 Jokers to the right. They keep trying this horse on the turf. And the 9 Choice Prospect. Gets a little help with another speed scratch stand. I think he's going to be dangerous on the front end with Centano.
All right, so affordable play there for the early pick 4. Let's take a look here at race 2. Going 6 furlongs, maiden claiming 40,000 for 3 and up. I go with the first-time starter on top, the 7 Titanium Love, a first-time starter by Top Stallion, Not for Love, out of an Eddington mare, Poultry. Now the dam was 0 for 2. She wasn't much of a racehorse. The second dam was better, though. The second dam was a graded stakes winner going long on the turf. She made over $250,000. The older sibling for this guy is 0 for 2, so that's not too encouraging. But I like the work pattern here at Laurel Park for this Rodney Jenkins trained first-time starter. We know Rodney can get one ready to go first out. Couple nice half-mile works, 47 and change. A nice 6 furlong work and 14 and 2. Lasix in debut. You get a good ride, and Rosario Montanez aboard here. The 7 Titanium Love's going to be my top pick here in race 2.
They've taken their time. You know, when you really break it all down, $100,000 purchase has to be a good looker. When you say right off the initial on the mare, there wasn't a whole lot.
Sure.
You go back second dam, $100,000. That's still pretty good coin. Breaks in the works concern me a little bit, but that last one indicates there is some talent. Are they going to hold together here? The 7 Titanium Love. Yeah, I think you've got to use this horse. Sonic Boom E-Jet. We've got video there. But let me talk about my top selection real quick, if you don't mind. The 5, Sir Paulie Walnuts. Looked at that. Didn't take a whole lot of money at Delaware when you break it all down. But despite the odds, is hitting with some early runners. This horse had some pretty good speed. That's turned out to be a double key race and kind of shied between horses, kind of eased back around the turn and never got it back together. Sir Paulie Walnuts, I think, could be the speed of the speed in race 2. But we got a little video spotlight of the 8 Sonic Boomy Jet, right, guys?
Yep.
From that last race, June the 9th. The blinkers go on for this Claudio runner. This was third time Claudio, and didn't run too bad. Was down inside, vying with horses. 2 horses go by to the outside. A little bit of a steady here coming to mid-stretch as Good Luck Jonathan drifts in a little bit. Platinum Pound. There you go, a little steady. What I like is the heart that this horse showed. This horse shifts back out, keeps trying to the wire. Only gave up about a length and a half from there. There you go. There's your trouble. Turning back in distance, that's an okay move here for Claudio. The blinkers go on, so-so, but a good post position draw. And this horse, the time it sprinted against Cordmaker was against the bias. The 8-horse Sonic Boomy Jet, probably the one to beat.
All right, so we both like that horse. Should get a nice trip on the outside. The 4 Simpson by Bodie Meister here for Timmy Keefe. Dropping from the maiden special weight in for a tag today. First time gelding. Blinkers go on. Sheldon Russell stays aboard. That's encouraging. I think the 4 Simpson could wake up here in his 3rd career start today.
Yeah, those connections hit at a price last year, if I'm not mistaken. Came in with a firster. Yep.
Then you have another first-time starter. We both like the 1 Wet Your Whistle down there on the inside by Stroll. The dam was pretty good. She won 3 times, made $155,000, and she's been a solid producer. This guy has a couple older siblings. One made $157,000. Another one made $61,000, and they must really like this mare. They bred her back to Shackelford. Yeah, maybe she wants, maybe this guy, maybe he, a colt by Stroll, maybe he wants turf, but I like the breeding. Some nice works up there at Fair Hill. Alex Cintron rides for Trombetta, and he gets Lasix in debut.
Yeah, and that dam, she's had a first out winner, so that's encouraging. Had a 2-year-old, I think, run within the last week or so down at Churchill. Took play for Dale Romanson, ran okay, but took play. So this one should be all right, the 3-year-old here. Firster for Trombetta. He's sneaky in these when he drops them in for the tag first time out.
All right, so nice maiden 40 there in race 2. Let's take a look at the 3rd race, a wide open maiden 16, going 5.5 furlongs on the Kelso turf course rail at 35 feet. We're maiden 16, 3 and up here. My top pick, we both like the 8 here. Day of Reckoning is going to be your favorite here in this race. J.D. Acosta on this 3-year-old for trainer Jonathan Maldonado was in front last out at this level. Just got a little tired. Good second to Jammer, who I like. I like Jammer coming back on Sunday. So this horse is going to have speed from the outside. Should get a nice trip. The 8 Day of Reckoning.
Yeah, proven speed, and he's proven he can come from just off the pace as well. So his 2 turf tries are honest. Another race with some sketchy form. I go back to the 1. I'm going to give this horse another shot. I picked him the other back June 9th in his debut. Really no run whatsoever. Was hung out 4 wide. I expected some kick around the turn. Nothing. We go blinkers on, Lasix on. We got a bug rider. This mare was 2 for 6 in a stakes winner sprinting on the turf. one more shot with the one Joe Show.
Yeah, blinkers on, first time Lasix. The bug rider goes on, first time in the Mike P&O barn. So you have to respect the one there in race 3. Let's take a look at the 4th race to kick off the middle pick 4. We're going a flat mile on the main track here in race 4, claiming 7,500, 3 and up. Haven't won a race in 6 months. The 2 double whammy gets a class relief today here. This horse dropping for Mary Epler. Caramanos will ride, coming back to the races after a little freshening. A couple nice 5 furlong workouts at Pimlico. An 8-time winner here at Laurel Park. The 2 double whammy, I think, is going to be awfully tough here in race 4 for Epler.
I guess that's the keys back to his favorite track. 8 of his 9 wins have been over this Laurel Park surface. I don't know. To me, he looks like on top, or you kind of toss him out of there. I wouldn't want to get beat by him, in a multi-race gimmick, pop him in there on a little bit of a saver. But I found this race really, really hard to handicap, hard to line. Awesome Bill. I'll just take the fact that Kieran, when he gets these bottom-level horses rolling and improving like he did with Awesome Bill. Now, he went on an off-track, first off the claim. He prefers an off-track. I think this horse can go up one more notch here. There's some speed. I think he can get a good rating position within 2 or 3 lengths around the turn and fire home from there. Maybe grind out a victory. This is a really tough race.
Awesome Bill's a nice horse. It was good to see him get back in form last out. Just needed a little class relief. Now I picked his head up. Now his confidence is high. Steps back up here a little bit for Kieran McGee and Edwin Gonzalez. So we like the same 4 horses here in the 4th race, 1, 2, 3, and the 7 to 3. Gotham News for Lacey Gaudet, a good second at this level last out behind Max Crown. Lacey with 2 solid chances in here. The 3 Gotham News and the 7 on the outside. The other horse, I Came the Party.
Yeah, I Came the Party. One of the speed threats in here. May have to deal with the horse just to its inside a little bit. Attempted Dream. Double Whammy has shown good speed on this course at this racetrack on occasion. So interesting to see the pace flow. If things get a little bit relaxed up front, I Came the Party could sneak away, no doubt, around the turn, turning for home, and they may have him to catch. Gotham News, he's just steady. I think even pair up the 75s, he's right there. He's a grinding type of a runner, kind of on that left lead, laying in a little bit late last time. I didn't like that, but he should get a perfect setup in here.
All right, so nice beat in 7,500. Claimers going a mile there on the main track to kick off that middle pick 4. Nice little carryover today in the Rainbow pick 6, over 3,100. That starts in race 5. We'll take a look right after this.
Whether you're at home or at the track, have a stake in the race when you bet with ExpressBet. Sign up for an ExpressBet online betting account and receive up to a $500 sign-up bonus.
All right, welcome back. Today's 20-cent Rainbow Pick 6 going to start in race 5 on our 10-race program. There's the carryover, $3,156. Let's take a look at the first leg. I like the early pick 5 today, so I didn't do a pick 6 ticket, but let's take a look here at race 5, going 5.5 furlongs on the Fort Marcy Turf Course rail at 87 feet, claiming 16,000. Filly and Mares 3 and up. Never won 2 lifetime, wide open condition. We both end up, though, on the 9 Choice Prospect. I think is going to get a nice trip on the outside, has some early speed. Daniel Centeno gets back aboard today for John Salzman Jr. This filly, a very good second, just got beat a nose at this level 2 starts ago, and then tried tougher company last out against Starter Allowance Company and OK Fifth that day. Now she drops back down to this level. She gets a good outside post. Centeno should get a dream trip on this filly, who's making her 4th start off the layoff today. So I think she's sitting on a very solid effort.
Yeah, went awfully quick last time, Vide, and he made a move into it midway on the turn and just couldn't quite sustain a little drift in against better company. Gets a major assist here with a scratch of the 5, Rhythm and Wrap. I think it's Choice Prospects race to lose on the front end. We'll probably have to deal with Royal Brown for a little bit. Should be able to kind of shake free of that one and try to hold on to the wire.
The one we both like here, Market Money, make the rider J.D. Acosta. J.D. Acosta rides the one. Market Money, and the weight will be 120 on this 4-year-old filly by Aftermarket for Mark Reed. An okay third on the turf. Last out behind Choice Prospect. Should get a nice trip on the outside with Acosta. Has enough early speed to put herself in a good spot going into that far
That's
turn.
the thing. JD doesn't like horses to kind of get away from him on the front end. Maybe that could be the downfall of our top selection, Choice Prospect, if, in fact, this horse gets pushed into the pace a little bit sooner than we thought. Market Money had an absolute dream trip last time. Sat off of a duel, moved up mid-stretch, couldn't go by Choice Prospect, who did all the dirty work. We'll see what happens today. I'm going to throw the two jokers to the right in there again. They keep, they bet this horse down to favoritism last time. I have no idea why. They must think this filly's going to be able to kind of take off and improve on the turf. She does draw inside. She just kind of stay in there, maybe run evenly and grab a piece of it.
I didn't use it, but Runco's always tough when he ships in here. I used the 3, Bri Pooter for Gloria Winderoff. Callie Francois was third on this filly last out at this level at 100-1. So we'll get another big price here on this filly. Maybe Francois just keeps her close early on, saves ground, and picks up a check at a big monster price.
She's gonna sneak away again at double-digit odds, 100-1 last time, and really loom large in mid-stretch.
You mentioned big scratch on the 5, Rhythm and Rap. That filly is out. Scratch to 7 as well. So the couple fillies draw in off the AE. The 11 Out of Juice draws in off the AE for the Hall of Famer King T. Leatherberry, who's 1 win shy of 6,500 lifetime wins. So the 11 Out of Juice does run at race 5. Also, the 12 Thalia's Song draws in off the AE and runs for Dale Capuano. So the 11 and 12 run there in race 5. Let's take a look here at the 6th race to kick off. The late pick 5, no carryover, but as always, that industry low 12% takeout on the late pick 5 starting here in race 6. We're going 6 furlongs on the main track, 25,000 starter allowance company, 3 and up. Never won 2 is the condition. My top pick is the 6 Chinquapin. We have a stat here for Hammy Smith and his 3-year-old Chinquapin. My top pick here in race 6.
Come on, we're going to will Hammy home with one of these horses. Come on, he's going to get hot here shortly. Chinquapin, though, the past 2 years, Hammy Smith, 4 for 16. 25% with dirt sprinters, third off of a layoff. There's a good ROI of 362. Chinquapin, the last time this horse ran for a tag was back in December of 17 as a 2-year-old behind a Linda Rice horse by the name of Divine Entry. A good effort there. I think this horse gets first run on the speed. Has to improve a little bit off of that race, but I think some improvements in store. Drop to 25, picks this horse's head up.
All right, so I have this horse on top as well. Yeah, third off the layoff today. We get back to the main track after that turf experiment. The horse broke his maiden on the turf, so they tried the turf in a couple tough allowance races coming off the layoff. So now third off the layoff, we take a drop. We're back to the main track. Edwin Gonzalez on the 6 Chinquapin. We both have on top here the 8 Stomp Dance I used in my exacta. A big win first off the claim last out for Kieran McGee. Rosario Montanez will ride this horse who has speed on the outside and will likely get a nice forwardly placed stalking trip here. I think the 8 Stomp Dance off that big win last out deserves a shot. Stepping up here into a tough starter allowance company.
Yeah, Kieran protecting this horse. This is interesting. That was a dramatic improvement, in my opinion. We thought this horse was going to improve, with the turn back and distance. I don't know if he was going to run like that with 10 and change running off the screen, but he's going to have to deal with speed to his inside in Poplar Avenue. Claudio Gonzalez's horse, back to the dirt off of that failed try on the turf. This horse is awfully quick inside, good internals on a sloppy sealed track at Pimlico. I expect a really, really honest pace in race number 6. Chinquapin to get the first run, then going to have to look in the rearview mirror for Maya Desperado and Tublave.
All right, so we both have the 6 on top there in race 6. The late pick 4 starts in race 7. 5.5 furlongs on the Kelso turf course rail at 35 feet. A nice first level allowance condition here for filly mares 3 and up. The 2 Amapola is going to be awfully tough here for trainer Arnaud Delacour. Georgie Vargas Jr. gets on this 4-year-old daughter, a broken vow, a big win in the slop last out to Breaker Maiden here at Laurel Park. That was against Maiden Special Weight Company, coming back to the races after having a couple months off. So that was on the main track, but a big effort we saw from this filly down at Tampa last March against Maiden Special Weight. A good second that day. She fired an 88 by her. with that effort. So she's going to show speed from the inside with Vargas aboard. The 2 Amapola are going to be awfully tough here in race 7.
Yeah, only try on the turf was against boys at Tampa, and that was off an extended layoff from October of 16 to March of 18. Vetsal, that winner, has been a recent third in an A other than at Churchill Downs. Amapola awfully sharp in victory last time out, winning handily, transitioned back to the turf. If you believe the 88, the horse is probably a cinch. You never disregard Delacour here in Maryland on the turf. This horse is going to be a factor a long way. I've been against a great time the last couple, was able to kind of beat her. I'm going to come back to her. The blinkers go on. I just think maybe she laid a little too close to the pace the last couple races. She's going to get more flow in front of her today. I like Pimentel taking her a little bit further back, maybe 4 or 5 off of it, leaving the 3A pole and making a run in from there. Has some bottom off of some route races. I like the 1A a great time.
She's been running well. She's been a little bit of a money burner, beaten favorite last 2 starts here on the turf at Laurel Park, but she gets a much better outside post today. Blinkers go on. Pimentel stays aboard. She'll get a nice trip. So this will be a nice race, I think, between my top pick, the 2 Amapola, and the 1A. 8 great times. Some other nice fillies in this race as well. I have the 9 in my exacta here. The fans are blowing us all over to join here. The 9. Misericordia for Alan Goldberg. Hermanos will ride this 4-year-old filly. A nice win to Breaker Maiden last April, going 6 furlongs on the turf up there at Aqueduct.
Yeah, not quite sure what she beat in that day. I look back, those horses are so-so, but 5.5 might be a little bit better fit. Had made some runs going around the ground, some decent middle moves, and there's going to be a lot of speed to set things up for the 9 Misericordia. I like the 8 Zoe Rally. This horse has done nothing wrong. 3 starts, 2 wins in a second. Going to try the turf here for Dale Capuano. That's always a good move. He's over 30% with a positive ROI. This horse is half the BioTurp filly that run around here, was competitive in 2 other than sprinting on the grass.
And I used the 3 in my top 4 here. We'll get a decent price on Not in Jeopardy for trainer Ann Merriman. The barn's been going well recently, especially with their turf horses. This horse by the Factor, filly by the Factor, went up to Delaware last out, going 2 turns on the turf against Maiden Special Weight Company. She won wire to wire that day, so she's in good form right now, cutting back in distance. She'll be coming late probably with Kevin Gomez, the 3 Not in Jeopardy. A nice price here in race 7.
I think we would have had that horse if we'd been to Delaware that day at 26 to 1. I needed her horse the other day at 80 to 1. The horse that ran third had a little bit of trouble. Would have taken down. Look, maybe we would have taken down the pool in that pick 4 that section. But horse improved. And she's been running a lot of horses, and they're running quite well right now. Pretty consistent. Everybody's knocking on the door at a big price.
Yep. All right. Let's take a look here at race 8 to kick off the final pick 3 of the afternoon here in race 8. It's a $25,000 starter allowance contest for never won 2 horses going a flat mile on the main track, and I picked the 6 Southern Wild on top. I kept going back to the horse, trying to figure out why I picked the horse on top. He's a lemon drop kid horse, been running on the turf. I think I'd like to claim him for $25,000, to be honest with you. A 5-year-old son, a lemon drop kid out of a Stormcat mare. Kelly Rubley claimed him at Churchill for $40,000 back in late April. They wait the 30 days. He's out of jail. They drop coming off the claim. They're going back to the main track. He does have a strong effort over a year ago against Allowance Company. He was a good second on the main track at Churchill on a fast track going a mile with an 82 buyer. So strong effort the last time we saw him on the main track. He's just been running okay on the turf recently. I'm a little concerned about the drop here, and he hasn't won in a long time. He's 0 for 8 the past year and a half here. But I just think he's the best horse in this race.
Well, Rubley, she can pretty much do no wrong right now, but that scares me too much. I mean, you got a horse that's still got the other thing condition, can go turf, can go dirt. You're going to lay right in for 25.
Yep.
I'm going to pass on the 6 Southern Wild. Don't let me talk you off of the horse. I go to Zig Zillion to the outside. I think this horse is going to run a little bit better than last time. It was caught sloppy sealed surface down inside when the rail was not really that good. That was a killer field, legit American Lincoln. You break this field down, maybe Upper Crown will go ahead and send in Federal Walk. I don't think this horse necessarily needs to lead. I like Zig Zillion at stalking pounds today at a square price.
All right, should be right there. We both like the 5, His Royal Majesty for Hugh McMahon. Edwin Gonzalez gets aboard. Just forget about that last race on the turf. The horse 0 for 3 on the turf. A good second, 2 starts ago down there at Churchill. This horse claimed by winning Winner's Circle Partners. That's Stuart Nickel. He claimed a horse last weekend that came up here and won first off the claim for Hugh McMahon. So Stuart, he claimed some good horses down there at Churchill, and they might have another nice claim here with the 5, His Royal Majesty.
Yeah, we see it year in and year out. Hugh McMahon gets a few horses in from there, and they seem to do well. This is the case with this one. I think its horses are going to be just fine. As you say, I'm going to try to beat the heavy favorite Southern Wild. Who else do we use? Not the 6, but the 2. Federal Walk. It's interesting. This horse, they didn't protect off of a layoff. Got the win. Maiden 25 on the grass. Numbers really are on a whole lot, but I'm going to forgive the debut try against the bias here November the 17th, talking about the flow of this race, not a lot of speed. Linda Albert, she can strike at a big price.
Sure.
This horse might carry him a long way in race 8.
All right, let's take a look here at the 9th race to kick off the late daily double. A nice 2 other than allowance feature of the day for filly mares 3 and up, going a flat mile on the main track, and the 3 Victory Rally is going to be heavily bet once again today, just like she was at Pimlico for Michael Matz. Fergal Lynch will get aboard this Jumpstart filly today. She'll be awfully tough, the 3 Victory Rally, but we both try to beat her. I go with the 4 Magical, my top pick. We have a video spotlight to show you. 4-year-old filly by Tappet, a homebred here for Peter Blum. Sheldon Russell's going to ride for Brittany Trimble. Here's the game win against Allowance Company going a mile at Laurel back on June 15th.
Yeah, an extended battle, turning from the top of the stretch past the 16th pole. Hell of a fire comes looming large way out in the center of the track. And here comes Steamy Hot. But, man, Magical just won't be denied. Sheldon Russell all over right here. Going to prevail by a neck over Steamy Hot, gaining there late. Steamy Hot just beaten Victory Rally, so you've got the key horse involved in there. Magical, part of the pace flow in here, but it's interesting. Keep Your Distance is awfully quick from the outside, but her form looks like it's tailed off a little bit. I think Magical can stalk and make a move into it.
All right, so yeah, my top pick, by Tappet, looks like the filly realized she's by Tappet when they were trying to get by her there in that last race. So it's a big step up, though, from the A other than the 2 other than. I know Tim talks about it a lot. A big step up here for the 4 Magical, but I'm hoping she's up to the task. You go with the 5 on top here. Shapeshifter for the MVP stable. Brings his own jockey down here, Michael Sanchez, to ride.
Yeah, sprint the route, good. Sanchez, they've come up and they've done okay work together, this jockey trainer. I think this horse is better than that number. That's 1-2 straight, a little freshening, just getting this horse right and ready to go. I love the positioning of this horse to the outside, and I think should sneak away at an okay price. 9-2 on your line. I think a lot of money's going to come in on the 3 and the 4.
Yep, Pino awfully tough. I didn't use the filly. I just thought too tough of an assignment, coming off a layoff, stepping up in class, going a mile on the main track. That's and catches a tough group, but strong connections there for your top price there. The 6 Shape Shifter. We both like the 3. That's going to be the heavy favorite, Victory Rally. She'll be bet heavily once again today, but maybe just a little bit of a hang job at what, 2-5 last out when she got beat at Pimlico.
Yeah, looked home free at the 8th pole. Maybe the one excuse to say that track changed during the course of the day. You have fast and seal. That's some moisture in it. Maybe it wasn't quite comfortable enough. Should move up off of that try and it's run its best race at Laurel.
The 5 Follow the Pedals has won this condition before. She's in for the tag for Claudio and Victor Carrasco. You have to respect her, I think. And also the 7 Keep Your Distance, been on the turf in a slop recently, but she's won this condition before. Last March, a 2 other than going long here. She galloped that day with a 74 buyer. So the 7 Keep Your Distance is in for the tag for Trombetta and Pimentel. It's a tough 2 other than here, our feature of the day.
Yeah, and you're gonna get a square price on Keep Your Distance. She's awfully quick. She hasn't really run that well off the claim, and maybe this will kind of get her going to stretch out. She'll try to run away from the field and get brave on the front end, but she's got some awfully tough horses that are going to be kind of setting their sights on her, turning for home.
All right, so nice feature there. Race 9 to kick off the late daily double. Race 10, we're going a mile and a 16th on the Fort Marcy Turf Course rail at 87 feet, claiming $16,000 for 3-year-old fillies or older. Filly and mares never won 3. The 9 on the outside, my top pick. Lady Jane's going to get the Hall of Famer Edgar Prado to ride today. First off the claim for trainer Henry Walters, who does a nice job at Pimlico. This filly in against a little tougher company last out against Starter Allowance Company. This race just a straight 16,000 3 life. So Lady Jane, a good third last out. for 16,000. Henry Walters waits the time and runs back, runs right way. She was claimed for 12.5 out of that race. Right. So that's why Henry Walters is able to run back for the 16,000 today. I hope she gets a nice trip on the outside. I think she's going to face a little easier company than that last race she's coming out of.
Well, yeah, Mirth's a good horse. Bernie Howden has come down here, right? That's the one that's done some damage, has won a couple races in a row. I go with another horse out of that race, number 1, Thrice for Hugh McMahon. I like to draw back to the inside. Horse just fell too far off the pace last time out. I think Acosta will keep this horse closer and kind of go ahead and just churn on through the lane. This is a tough race. You want to get a little bit of a price. I'm still hoping I can get 7-2 with the favorite.
And the 10, Fed Up, Fired Up, always comes with a late rally. She likes to fall way back, and then she comes late. Daniel Centeno gets on this 5-year-old mare by English Channel today for Donnie Barr. So I'm excited to see Centeno get aboard her, see if he can shake her up a little bit and have a nice clear running lane turner for home.
And if she fall far back, no doubt she's going to leave herself a lot of ground to make. A little habit of mine. Looks like maybe the predominant speed here. First off the claim for Lacey Gaudet off the sprints. I think this horse is going to go a little bit further. And don't forget the 11 draws in here. Beyond Forever for Pete Twisdale and Sam English. You go back on the turf race. I know we're going back to November of 17 in October, but look at the company lines. So Innocent has run well in allowance company. Participate has run okay in open company. So Beyond Forever fits here. The blinkers go off. We'll have to draft in. Going to need to save some ground early to enhance that late run, but I think Beyond Forever can be a factor in your nightcap.
Okay, and we both like the 2, Dona Elba for Noah Abramson. Bobby Delgado rides this 5-year-old mare, and she woke up last out, first start for Noah. She went right to the front pretty much against 16,000 to life on a good turf course. Now gets a firm turf course today. She'll use that speed from the inside. She'll get a good trip early on. Just she's stepping up against tougher company today, though.
And she's got some back races to go off of. She's kind of gone into that lower 70 buyer sphere, so that would win it. High 60s is going to get the job done in this race.
All right, it's a nice big field for you there in race 10. Good luck in all your will pays going in to the 10th and final race. That's it. Nice Friday afternoon. Hopefully no rain to kick off the 3-day race weekend. Dave Rodman, he's coming up next with today's scratches and changes. Good luck.
Good luck.